How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. This is your boy TraderPrad. TraderPrad. But if you guys are ready for this show to get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Alright, what's up nerds? Give me a second here. Let me just get all the screens going and make sure that we are golden on all the setups. And okay, there you go. That software opened up a little late. And also bring down the volume. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Thursday. Not the best Thursday for a swing trader, but boy oh boy, what kind of moves are we getting over here? My hair looks like absolute messy. What the hell? My hair looks messy, but at least my day wasn't a mess. Nice little green day for us. Going into the end of the month tomorrow, it is a rebalance day tomorrow. So that means some volatility expected. Some rebalancing is going to happen. We don't know what stocks are going to get rebalanced, but it's just some volatility at the end of the day and at the start of the day, throughout the day basically expected. So kind of a more important day than usual. And next month is the S&P 500 rebalance, the quad witching, or I guess what they call it, triple witching, right? So lots of excitement going into that one too. But tomorrow, I think it's the Morgan Stanley rebalance that happens once every quarter. That means, you know, every quarter you get the Morgan Stanley and the S&P 500 rebalance. You get the triple witching. So very important event for day traders and for general swing traders and so on too. If you're looking to see what stocks are being bought by active hedge fund traders, what stocks are being removed from their indexes and from their portfolios, how are they looking at the overall market and so on. So just something to keep an eye out for. But for most of you guys, it's not going to be important at all. It's just another day. It's just another Tuesday. It's a Friday. It's just another Tuesday for you guys. But and things just as usual. Hopefully, we got to bounce back on the market because today was ugly. It's basically the color of this room and the color of the lights red, baby. You got a free fall Thursday after gapping up. I mean, that was a little surprising. I will say it caught me off guard, but thankfully, we talked about a couple trade opportunities in case the market did pull back, and focusing on those trade opportunities helped me stay green. But if you weren't ready for a scenario like that, if you weren't ready for a scenario where the market was gonna pull back and have some profit taking, you guys gotta realize where the market was just like what a month ago. We were down 20%, and now the market gaps up almost 1% away from the all-time high. So profit taking is very much expected. So what I saw today was not out of the blue. Granted, did I see a lot more pullback than what I thought we would? Yes, I saw a bigger pullback than I thought what the market would give you, but still not out of the blue at all. So nice little pullback, healthy pullback if you ask me. Profit taking, maybe some shorts loading up too, exactly what you want to see, and some possible range, some sideways action, some temporary tops being put into the market, some back and forth fighting between the sellers and the buyers, and some explosion later on good news, right? We don't have a lot of good news left in the market at this point, but the one other good news would be rate cuts, with tariffs now being possibly out of the picture. If it actually is fully out of the picture, then the rate cuts are more of a possibility. Inflation is not going to take as big of a hit, and tariffs are with tariffs out of the picture, rate cuts are more into a probable situation. So that's basically going to be the only other good news left for the market to play with. So right now, let the market cool off, let it go sideways, and then we can have more fun up. I'm basically saying this because I had to cut a lot of my positions today on my swing account for profits, some of them for break even, some of them for maybe even a loss. But thankfully, I took profits on the run up, and then on the way down, I'm not really having to worry about cutting these trades, but always willing to get back into some of the names and so on, right? So just watching how the market is moving around at the moment for the swing and for the day trade. That's what you guys are here for on the stream. Hopefully, that's what you're here for. We're going to talk about my trades on the day. Talk about the earnings reports from tonight, and also all the hot movers that we might be wanting to keep an eye on for tomorrow. If you're watching me on the vertical stream, you can already see what stock that is I'm going to be talking about, and that is SBET. So let's go to the full screen on the main stream also. So here is SBET. Boy, oh boy, what an insane move. I am beating myself up for not taking that breakout of $50 today. I am so stupid for not taking that trade. Wow, your risk was at best $3.50 at $47.50. You could even get cute and be like, I'll risk the breakout candle low because the stock has decent volume. It's trading like 30,000 shares in every 2-minute bars around that time. Also consolidating really well into the high day. So you could have taken, minimum size, given it $1 risk, didn't even have to give it a full $3.50 risk that you, what I originally thought you had to give this name. And what a monster move up here that I missed out on. I mean, look at this. This was the previous high of day, 47.50. Gets above the previous high of day, and now you're seeing buyers step in at 47.50 right before $50, and you have this little perfect flag, perfect little box being formed between 47.50 and $50 for you to get long in. What a miss, man. That stock went to $90 today. $90. Ah, such a regret, but whatever. Let me show you the trades I actually pulled off on the day. Best Buy, nice little short on Best Buy with the market pulling back today. You know, figured look for stocks that are already weak on the day and help yourself by looking for short on them. There were some really good shorts on Nvidia and CoreWeave today, but given my skill level, my current skill level, and my comfortability with Nvidia, especially on earnings day, all I know is I lose on Nvidia when it's earnings day. So I tried to stay away from that name and focused on a stock that was already weak, was also an earnings report, and was weak before the market was weak because of its earnings report. In the case of Nvidia, it wasn't weak because the earnings report was weak. It was weak because the market was weak, right? At least that's my I thinking behind it, or rationality behind it, as to why Nvidia pulled back today. But it could be the other way too. Nvidia was weak and hence the market pulled back. Just the you know, the other way around could be true also. However, this stock reported negative earnings report. I think was down year over year on comparable sales growth. Enough for me. Off the open, you got a sell off, even better. It tried to push back to the north side. You can see right over here around $67. There was a little bit of a back and forth. You can even draw a trend line right around here, and you can see when that trend line breaks, especially right here too. Honestly, if you were quick enough at that little failed high of that little range break, and the seller kind of steps right back in after some stops getting triggered, that's where you really want to be looking for the entry, because you're so much closer to the stop. But you know, I pretty much had one of the second best entries, if you ask me. Getting short on the break of the trend line, getting short back through 67, into the low a day, into the opening range low. There was a little bit of a back and forth again, which is exactly what I wanted to see, and some volume on the breakdown over there too. So nice short, and then just using simple trail mechanics, like a 5-minute bar high trail, another 5-minute bar high trail, 9 EMA trail, again a 9 EMA trails over here, and then 21 EMA trail, allowing me to basically hold the stock for the best of the move that it can give me, the most of the meat of the move that it can give me. I was able to capture that, so pretty good trade overall for the initial short. Later on in the day, when the market was selling off again, I figured, you know what, Best Buy could go for a round 2, so let's actually situate for that. Let's set up for that trade. Starting size, adding to that size when that little range low breaks, and then adding again once this little range over here low breaks too. Looking for that bigger move. Sadly, didn't play out as I wanted to. Could have potentially taken some profits a little bit quicker, but I figured, you know, I want to see how it plays out. It actually went all the way back above my average price, and then once it came back below, I saw there was just way too much buying. The market also bottomed out at that point, and the market was going back up too. So at that point, I figured, you know what, if they're gonna give me at least some profits on my overall trade over here, I'll take some profits, even if it's like 10 cents. So I just took my 10 cents per share, walked away on Best Buy. Still think that this could have been good had the market not bounced back overall, but glad that the market bounced back overall for my swing account. Woo, thank you Jesus. All right, Best Buy, nice little short over there. ANET, I think this was, what is ANET again? ANET is, I forget what ANET is. What is this? Is this Cloudflare? No, what is ANET? Arista Networks. Okay, ANET. Don't know what the hell that is. I'll just go back to, what? Did I close my chart? No. Oh, right here. It should be right here. ANET, no clue what they do. But once again, another weak name off of its earnings report, selling off the open. Market was weak too, so it just gave you an even better short opportunity. One thing that stood out to me is this action over here. As you can see, the stock clearly had a failed lower breakdown, failed lower day breakdown, and then basically snapped right back to VWAP, traded sideways at VWAP a little bit, had a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, but then that basically got cracked. So if you had you know, kind of a wedge drawn over here, you have, you know, trend line over here to the upside, and that trend line basically breaks. After that trend line breaking, the stock is now basically giving you the opposite of what it did over here: lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It's holding below VWAP now, kind of head and shoulders also over here. So all things considered, I figured, hey, you know what, there could be a short here that could give you a beautiful move right back into low a day, and I don't really have to risk too much on this trade. Basically, I have to risk a move back above 88, and any firmness back above 88 showing me that buyers are building back above 88 is me being wrong on this trade. So getting short 87.80 and then waiting to see if the stock firms above 88, okay, I mean, that's awesome. I'm risking 20 cents per share. And how big of a move can I possibly get out of it? At least $1 or more? Sign me up. That sounds like amazing risk to reward right there. So using that opportunity to take another clean little short opportunity, or clean little short scalp, because this is all day trades. These are all intraday positions to enjoy. Nice little opportunity over there. VEEV. Earnings name, monster spready. I think it was $1 spread at one point. So because of the spread, maybe I should have given it a wider stop, and that would have allowed me to stay with the stock a little bit longer. Maybe even allowed me to get out for break even somewhere in this area, or even be able to hold it for this move to the north side, which is what I was expecting. Basically, this move over here is what I was expecting around here, to snap back, push to the 280, break above 280, and then allow me to add above 280 for a move into high a day. But I guess that just wasn't in that picture at the moment, sadly taking a full hit on this name, and wah wah wah. I actually even got yelled at a lot for this trade by my manager today, which was really annoying, because I don't think this was as bad of a trade as my manager claims this to be. But you know, we take what it is. It was not fun having a screaming match about that trade. ELF. I felt like this one could have some move, and it was trying to, right? You could see how it was trying to go to the upside, but the seller from the top basically dictating the move, piling back in on this little pop over here and selling the stock more. Sadly, you know, I could have, there was an opportunity where I could have gotten out for break even. Basically, this little move back was more than enough to say, yeah, you could even cut the trade a little bit lower, take maybe 50 cents of a hit, or $1 of a hit, instead of taking that whole $2.5 of a hit that I did, because all of that move right there negates the whole theory that I was looking for, right? If you're trying to visualize or imagine the chart, what the chart or the stock needs to do for this trade to work out, you know, it basically needs to build a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But when it basically goes back below VWAP and goes back into these area, it's almost negating the whole theory, the whole idea for me to look for that trade. So I could have taken a smaller hit and walked away from it. This trade over here, I'm not really as upset with it, because you know, there was a possibility, right? But as you see, once again, got stuffed right back. 115, wasn't able to get above 115 after going back up to the north side. So I said, screw it, I'm just gonna walk away from this one for a break-even trade, and not try to extend my losses on this name today. 2 tries, both of them wrong. I don't have the read on it. Let's just stick to the names that I do have a read, and I'm able to trade them right. Usually that's how it works out, guys. You know, from a very from a big serial stock jumper, right? I jump from a lot of symbols. I jump from symbol to symbol to symbol, from opportunity to opportunity. It's like I'm playing Pokemon. I gotta catch them all. But something that really I'm trying to, you know, repeat again and again and again in my head is that 80% of your money is basically made in 20% of the opportunities. So keeping that in mind, you know, just focus on your best trades on the day. If there was a stock that you were doing really good on, the chances are it's going to give you another opportunity later on. So just wait patiently for that. Go play a video game, go watch a movie, go do something else. You don't have to be in another trade just because this trade is looking like it's going to come to an end and you don't know if it's going to give you another opportunity, right? That's FOMO mentality. That's being scared that you're not going to make enough money because you didn't size enough on this trade for this opportunity. I'm talking about myself here. Hopefully you guys are, you know, picking up a couple psychological and actual trade anecdotes. Things like that are only going to hurt your P&L. Thankfully, my P&L was not hurt because most of the other trades that I'm not showing are all break-even flat trades. And like I said, I'll only be showing from going forward my 2 best trades and my 2 worst trades, and I'll always be honest with you. I had a green day, I had a red day. I'll keep it 100. So had a green day, but it was very, you know, volatile for me. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it was not fun, but green. That's all that matters. All that matters is what you end with. Okay, that's it. Man, SBET. This one hurts. SBET hurts. What even is the news with that stock? God damn it. Anyways, let's start with the watch list for tonight. Let's show you guys what's on store. Quickly, let me read the chat. I know a lot of you guys are actually on the mobile chat right now. Dieter, Barky, you might be watching, and TH and John Vaughn. TH, Dieter, and John Vaughn are also on the normal stream. So Barky, you might be on the mobile stream. You know, if that's where you want to be, nothing wrong with it. But if you are interested to get the full screen experience, head over to the full stream instead, and that applies to anyone on the mobile stream. Okay, just letting you guys know. What the heck? All right. Now let's take a look at the watch list for tomorrow. Barky wants me to take a look at ELF. I already have ELF on my watch list. Flat today, I went long SPQ. Thursday, the Biden meme was the ugliest. I mean, what do you expect? We're back to Biden market. It's not a pretty market. Trump market is the pretty market. Biden market is obviously not the pretty market. Okay, we're back to Biden market. It's back to Jover, and have you thanked your president yet? Although honestly, today was not that bad. Like it kind of got a little ugly, right? We were gapped up, we were looking good, but the sell-off was a little ugly for sure. Still positive at the end of the day. Nvidia's still green, the market's still green. It was sad seeing ARM, which you know, ran up before Nvidia's report, completely reversed, the full 180 reverse, down 5% today, which was sad. It was insane. CoreWeave had a pretty bad day. So lots of stocks to talk about. Let's just head over to the watch list, and hopefully I'm not wasting too much time today, as I always do. Always wasting too much time talking about stories and so on. All right, Costco. Costco reporting earnings after hours. Let's quickly read the report from Benzinga. If you're interested in this awesome tool, check out the link in the description if you're watching me on YouTube. But if you're watching me on Twitch, also on Twitch, I guess, we'll link in the description. If you're watching me on Twitter, all the links for my affiliate sponsors will be in my bio. So head over to my bio for the Linktree page. And make sure you check them out. Actually, I could even put them in my chats over here for you guys to click it. So click on the Linktree page over there, head over to the Linktree page and check out all of the affiliate sponsors. You get discounts for them. Benzinga, you get 10% off. We're going to use Benzinga right now to talk about the earnings reports. Costco reporting, where is it? Comparable stores up 5.7, not bad. reporting, where is it, 63.2 billion, beating 63.19 billion barely. 4.28 beating estimates of 4.13, not bad. Net sales up 8% year over year. Comparable stores up 5.7 year over year. US up 6.6. Canada up 3% almost. Other international up 3.2. Membership fees in at 1.24, up from 1.12. Not bad. Costco raised the prices of annual membership by $5. And this is how they stay away from raising the prices of the hot dog. Costco said it operates 905 warehouses, including 624 in the U.S., with 13.84 billion in cash and equivalents. Costco executives will further discuss the quarter on the conference call at 5 p.m. At the time of the report, though, looks like the stock did eventually go to the downside. Still no damn what is it? What am I looking for? Stock split on Costco. Come on, guys. Like, what's your goal over here? You don't want day traders to touch you at all? Let us touch you a little bit. Come on, let us touch you a little bit. Costco does not want to be touched by day traders, and it wants to stay in the $1,000 prices. Not fun. Not fun. These are like supposed to be sparkling water, almost like bubbly, but I don't know, they have a little bit more flavor than bubbly. It's called Saps. You know what? Actually, I'm not gonna tell you what it's called. If you want to sponsor me and my addiction to carbonated drinks, feel free to message me on my email. All right, Costco, pretty decent earnings report, you know, showing growth, but not being accepted by the market over here. Looks like initial pop in the after hours, but then that pop got sold off. I wouldn't be surprised if this pop went right back up. I mean, this is Costco, guys. You know, I was talking about Costco long over here for your swing accounts, for those of you who were watching me back in the day, and look how much that would have paid out, right? So this is Costco. I'm not really extremely excited to day trade this one, I'll tell you that. And based off that earnings report, I mean, it's an okay report, right? They're growing, they're a giant, they're not gonna lose money anytime soon. Going short on them is probably not the smartest thing to do. You could play the simple $1,000 under over tomorrow if that level does come into play, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to be trading Costco tomorrow. So I'm gonna move on from Costco. And also for a swing trade, it's just way expensive for me. It's way too expensive for me for a swing trade, so just not even worth wasting my time on it. Next stock, MRVL. Let's see what Marvell is doing for us. Have you done a move? Did you go down or up? Looks like you went down by 3.2% at the time of the report. Where is the report for us using Benzinga? Okay, here we go. 62 cents versus 61. Quarterly coming in at 1.9 versus 1.8. Did I see Michael Burry? I did see Michael Burry. Can Michael Burry's Nvidia short survive the stock's stunning comeback? Well, we'll find out. Coming up next, Marvel will host custom AI investor event streamed live on June 17th. Okay, we'll see how that one goes. Delivered record revenue, up 63% year over year. Not bad. Then why are we down 3% after hours? The momentum is being fueled by strong AI in the data center and data center end market, where our revenue is benefiting from rapid scaling of our custom silicon programs and robust shipment of our electro-optics products. Murphy, thank you, Murphy. Murphy, don't let him leave, Murph. Marvel sees second quarter net revenue of $2 billion plus or minus 5%, and non-GAAP EPS at 67 cents plus or minus 5 cents. Where are the estimates though, brother? I need to see the estimates. Sadly, no estimates being provided. According to Benzinga, Marvel's technology was down 3.17% at the time of the report. Nothing really stands out to me as negative. I mean, they grew almost equivalent to Nvidia's percentage on revenue. Would like to see what the estimates were. Oh, there we go. Is that estimates? I guess it is. Second quarter, 16 cents to 26 cents. Estimates 27 cents. So that's a miss right there. And revenue coming in at 1.9 to 2 versus estimates of basically 2 billion. So lower end, quite a bit lower. Upper end, a little bit higher. I guess it's basically, you know, halfway. The lower end and the higher end, it's basically in the middle of the estimates. So not that big of a miss on the revenue side, but on the EPS, I guess the low end is far lower than the estimates, and the high end of the range is actually still below the estimates, so not really being appreciated by the market, I guess, because of those reasons. Marvell, also one of the weaker semiconductor names. You know, most of the semiconductor names that are basically bullish are now either around the 200-day moving average or above it. For example, Nvidia, AVGO, this one opposite direction, right? That's your 200-day moving average at the purple line. If I can just move that one really quick, because you can see the purple one right there, and clearly below it, and now with the earnings report still below it, right? So looking to sell off. Even with the 63% growth, they're just not going to. Thought about fading the Knicks. I had to go with Spicy P. Had to fade you. All right, talking about sports bets over there. Okay, so Marvell looks like even the 63% growth is not being appreciated. So if on pops we do get an opportunity to sell the stock tomorrow, I'll be looking out for that. I think it holds above 60. I mean, the report wasn't that bad, right? Report wasn't that bad. So if it does hold 59.60, I could see a long playing out there, but not holding that area would actually open up a lot more room to the downside. So that's basically last week's low. So 59 would be a very important level tomorrow. It's either something like this or it's something like this, right? I'm not really seeing this playing out too much because of the 63% growth on the stock. I'm seeing more of this playing out, but that's basically the level where I want to make the read. Hopefully that level comes into play. If it doesn't, then you know what? We don't have to make a trade. We don't have to do a trade at all. So watching how this area sets up for tomorrow on MRVL. Actually, I'll give it an orange importance, not even a purple importance. It might get upgraded to purple tomorrow based on how close to 60, how close to 59 it's trading. Next stock, DELL, Dell Technologies, another big name to keep an eye out for in the semiconductor, well, maybe not semiconductor, but the computing cloud AI space, because they provide, I believe, quite a bit of infrastructure for the AI, for the cloud computing and the server racks and so on. And they also make my monitor, Alienware monitor, which I love so much. 240 hertz Alienware monitor, NVIDIA G-Sync 25-inch. Okay, I'll stop nerding out. I'll stop. Dell Technologies report, where is it? 23.38 versus 23.14, 1.55 versus 1.69. So missing estimates on EPS, beating revenue, however. Total revenue of 5% year over year. Solutions Group revenue totaled to 10.3 billion in the first quarter, up 12% over year. Client Solutions Group revenue grew 5%. Cash flow from obligations and so on, 2.8. Cash flow from operations, 2.8. Dell said it returned 2.4 to the shareholders, ended with 7.7 in cash. First quarter record server and network revenue of 6.3 billion, and we're expecting unprecedented demand for our AI optimized servers. So we went higher, huh? Oh, not by much though, only up by like 2% in the after hours. Okay, let's continue reading. So expecting more growth because of the AI optimized servers. We generate 12.1 billion in AI orders this quarter alone, surpassing the entirety of shipments in all year of full year 2025. That's insane. And leaving us with a $14.4 billion in backlog. Dell expects second quarter revenue to be between 28.5 to 29.5 billion, and expects EPS to be 2.25 per share. Dell expects 2026. Everything is 2.2. My brain is so messed up right now. Expects 2026 revenue to be 101 billion to 105 billion, and EPS to be 9.40. I mean, Dell prints money to be making $9.40 per share. That is monstrous. Okay, let's go take a look at the stock chart now. Woo! Okay, hit him with the Ric Flair woo on Dell over here, because that is a pretty dang good move if you ask me. And that is even also beautiful setup on the daily chart here. So sadly it pulled back, but that is good enough for me to get long tomorrow. If Dell gets back in the pre-market and shows strength above here based off of that earnings report alone, I'm not sure why TradingView says they're, oh yeah, well, they did miss on EPS, right? So I guess that's why TradingView says that they are red. But a very bullish report if you ask me. And I'm actually going to quickly go take a look at a couple other resources. Shout out to my good friends at Traders Insight. Get 15% off using code PRAD15. Almost got you guys 25% off, but no, 15% off by using code PRAD15. Here's a quick little AI summary. We almost read all of that. Bullish sentiment, impact rating 8 out of 10 bullish. I want to go see what the PE is for Dell also, and that is in the 18 area. I mean, that is awesome. All things looking at Dell at the moment, the daily chart, the fact that it's above the 200-day moving average, the fact that even though the market, the market was looking ugly today, Dell was only down 0.12% going into its earnings report. It didn't really look that weak at all. And off the earnings report, you got the breakout above last week's high. You got the flag breakout. One thing that is a turnoff, if this is a valid move to the upside, then why did we sell right back down? Why are we right back into this area and having to test buyers down here instead of having to test buyers at 118? That is a negative thing. That's not a positive thing, right? So we'll be having to see how that plays out. This could be market sentiment. That could be something to do with the conference call. So in pre-market, I really need to see the stock above last week's high. Thankfully, I have it already marked out, so I don't have to throw a line down there. It's going to be 116. If it's not showing me strength above 116, it's going to be very hard for me to look long on this name for a day trade. And on top of that, more important account, my swing trade, because that's what I got excited for. I got excited for the stock for the swing trade, getting back above the 200-day, having a nice little bull flag above it, and off the earnings report, looks like it's getting ready to have that juice momentum back up north. PE is cheap. The growth is looking good. All things looking smacking good, finger licking good. So let's see if Dell can be that golden goose for me for my next swing trade. If it's holding above 116, I'm watching this one a hundo P. Okay, next stock, Zscaler. Let's go take a look at how Zscaler reported earnings today. ZS. 678 million versus 666. Whoa, okay. Why did you put an 86 over there? You could have just made it a 66666, right? Anyway, 666 million expected. They gave you 678 million. Don't see the EPS sadly. Total revenue up 23% year over year. Deferred revenue increased 26% year over year. Calculated billing grew 25%. All things are looking good so far. The proliferation of AI in all aspects of business is increasing. Okay. Guidance, fourth quarter revenue to be in the range of 705 to 707 versus 707. So basically a little bit short of the estimates, but looks like the market didn't really care too much about that. Let's continue reading the guidance. Expects full year 2025 to now be 2.659 to 2.661 versus 2.65. So basically in line, 3.18 to 3.19 versus 3.07, and that is basically in line / above. You can say above because it is a little bit higher than estimates. So at the time of the report, it looks like the stock did go up by 5 to 6% or so. And ooh, is Zscaler? I almost got a little excited there. I thought Zscaler is at all-time high, but no, it is at a pretty good double top on a monthly chart. You could even call this a cup and handle. Now you basically need the handle, but the handle potentially being that's basically this little move over here on the intraday on the earnings move. Also a little similar to Dell, I guess. I shouldn't say that. Dell actually pulled back a lot more than Zscaler did. So this is kind of what you wanted to see Dell do, and sadly it didn't. So that's why I was having my doubts with Dell, and would love to see Dell get above 116 and look strong above 116. Maybe you even wait for Dell to find buyers above 117, which means it's looking strong above 116. Right? That makes sense. So just an idea. Zscaler, watching this one, earnings report looks decent. 20% growth overall, not bad. Their guidance is looking good also. So if we are holding above some of these important levels, I just threw in that monthly a double top where the stock is clearly above. So as long as we stay above that monthly double top, I guess it's basically 260, 259.50, 260. That's going to be your inflection level. As long as the stock is above 260, no short, just don't even think about it. But if it is under 260, then there is a potential short opportunity over there. Zscaler should also be well above its 200-day moving average, so potentially a little hard to look long on this name. It's also 17-18% away from the 50-day moving average. Given the current market environment, this could easily snap back. So looking for this as a swing trade is going to be hard. If you are looking for this as a swing trade, I guess, just make sure that it's holding above 260. If it's not holding above 260, just take your loss and walk away from it, right? That's going to be your indicator for this trade as a swing trade. Is 260 getting defended, and that's basically the same indicator for me for a day trade on this one, because of how extended it is from its 50-day moving average. I feel like this is just way too much of a straight one-shot move, but you know what, it did have a good enough of a back and forth here for that next possible leg. So if this earnings report is what takes it to that next leg, I don't think it is. It's not like an EP or anything, but if it is, then this should defend 260. So that's a pretty simple logic over there. I think all of us can agree on that one. Ulta Beauty, expensive price, spready name, low volume, so chances are I'm not going to be trading it, but it did pop up. I do remember seeing that before going live, and probably one of the more bullish moves in the after hours so far, actually holding above its earnings VWAP and staying strong. So one of the more bullish moves. This could actually be good for ELF in a way, which was one of the strongest names today. ELF reclaimed the 200-day moving average. Yesterday I was being extremely bearish because of its slope to the downside, and if you actually turn on one of the indicators right here, you can see that dot basically means that ELF is a little overextended, and usually when that dot shows up on the chart, you get a little bit of a pullback on stocks. Okay, so that's an indicator that somebody created that I just started using yesterday. It's not 100% thing that happens, but it usually is a good enough of an indicator to stop you from pushing long. So if that dot shows up, it's basically telling you don't start a new long here. If you're already long somewhere, this is your trigger to potentially trim your position and take profits, but don't start a new trade. Let the EMA catch up. This is basically tracking how far the stock is from the 50-day moving average, and that means let the stock catch up, or let the moving average catch up, and at this point you can see how the dots are no longer existent. This is basically showing you that, hey, it was extended, but this price got accepted as the new equilibrium, and then we made that gap up, and then again same thing, price got overextended sideways, forming that new equilibrium, and then a little bit of a short squeeze or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so a little bit of a idea as to maybe save you from punching longs on a name that might be a little overextended at the moment. The stock is also just now getting above the 200-day moving average, so give it some time if you're looking to trade ELF on the swing trade. But given how Ulta just moved right now in the after hours, I could see ELF giving you a long right off of today's low, or trading around today's VWAP or the earnings VWAP and so on. So watching ELF for sure, watching Ulta too, but Ulta is just it's too spready of a name for how low volume it trades also. So just not the most exciting name to keep an eye on. American Eagle Outfitters, AEO. Oh my god. AEO getting smoked. What a weak name. Oh lordy lord. AEO basically, right back into $9. Not almost, but pretty much almost going back there. I guess it's pretty simple right now, right? 1050 over under. I don't even need to look at the earnings report on this one. If the stock is above 1050, no shorts. If it's below 1050, get ready to short the shit out of the stock. Okay, NTAP. A little bit of a move to the downside on this one too. Let's go zoom out. Wow, I feel like I don't remember trading this stock that much, but I have a lot of indicators. NTAP green report, but still selling off to the downside below its 200-day moving average. So not the best thing. And right now going into its last month's low and looking weak around this. So might have to actually read the report for NTAP as to why the stock is moving the way it is. So let's quickly scan through this report. Board authorized a repurchase to 1.1 billion, sorry. Okay. I guess this is the best we're gonna get out of it. 1.93 versus 1.9, 7.22% increase from same period last year. Company reported quarterly sales 1.73 versus 1.72. This is a 3.84% from same period last year. Sees Q1 1.48 to 1.58 versus 1.65. That's a miss. 1.455 to 1.605 versus 1.61. That's a miss. Full year coming in at 7.6 to 7.9 versus 7.72. Kind of around the estimate. 6.625 to 6.875 to 6.86. That's basically a miss overall too. So I guess this is why the stock is pushing to the lower side, even though they did authorize a share repurchase program. The guidance is not looking good, and overall the technicals are also negative. You got a downward sloping 200-day. You do have an upward sloping 50 and an upward sloping 21, but sadly the stock wants to flush to the downside, and if it wants to do that, I'm not going to stop it. So if the market is weak tomorrow, I know what stock to keep an eye out for the short side. NTAP. What does AMBA look like? Are you a liquid enough of a name to even care for tomorrow? Sadly, you're not. You trade an average of 660,000 shares, but your chart doesn't look too bad. So if you are strong tomorrow for any reason, maybe something to keep an eye out for, but sadly very, very illiquid. 30-day average is only 700,000 shares over here for AMBA. Actually that is the last. That was the last name for earnings reports tonight. Tomorrow is Friday, so that means usually boring names report earnings. Most of them we're not going to care about. You could say CGC should be on the watch list, especially because of me, but no, CGC, I mean, come on, are we really going to trade Canopy Growth? I don't think so. So not going to care too much about this one for sure. Already have a pretty deep watch list, and I'm actually forgetting to add a stock on here, which is GAP. Gap also reported today, and they flushed to the downside also. Another name to keep an eye out for. This one actually could be a little bit better, maybe because you know, recent run up, and then it looks like it's about to curl to the downside, and the earnings report basically aiding to the curl and pushing it back lower. You know, maybe you don't want to push short into 26, but if the stock is trading below 26, it is already below 26. It's perfect. That's exactly what you want to see. So the fact that it's below 26 on any pop and weakness on the pop below 26, below 25, potentially giving you an opportunity over there on gap. So watching this one, idea behind what I'm saying over there is you don't want to short into a rising 21-day moving average. So has the stock, let's say the stock dropped over here and it was something like that, you don't really want to be taking a breakdown into the rising moving average. But if it's already below it and it's somewhere like this, then taking the breakdown into this little empty space. There are other moving averages that are not on my chart, but there is a little empty space here, and if that empty space does open up, there could be some opportunities for us to take advantage, as some buyers are closing their longs, as some day traders are looking to get short, and so on. So just keep an eye out for GAP. Okay, for stocks that reported today or sometime this week, looking for Best Buy. Best Buy gave me obviously my best trade of the day today. So any sort of a day 2 opportunity, day 2 trade, applying the alpha trends methodologies, applying my own methodologies, looking for the stock to stay below 66.50. If it stays below 66.50 tomorrow on any pops, that's basically staying below today's halfway point. The stock already reported a negative earnings report, even more of a reason to continue looking short on any pops tomorrow. So we'll be watching this name. Ideally want to see the stock staying below 66.50 for the short idea. If it's not below that, then I'm pretty turned off on the short idea completely, and I'm not going to be looking long on them at all. FUTU, did not trade them today at all, but boy, wow, that was a nice short opportunity. Good opening range breakdown if you were looking for it. Very, very tight opening range. And actually, you know what, I'm gonna have to put in FUTU into my write-ups today, because that's a very good trade right there. To not have is sad. However, will I be trading them tomorrow? Chances are most likely no. We're going right back into support ranges most likely here. The tariff news is honestly in a bullish sentiment at the moment. So I'm not sure I'm going to be you know, trying to turn that trade into something that's not. Overall, what I'm saying is I don't know what I want to do with it, so I'm going to stay away from it. Burlington, wow, pretty big down move on Burlington. I thought it was gapping up originally, but I guess the market sell-off actually, you know, completely turned the stock around too. So pretty big down move, but this is in the I don't really care basket because of its liquidity. So not really sure I'll be watching this one tomorrow either. We talked about ELF. ELF is something to keep an eye out for, but you know, breakout longs are going to be a little harder. I'd much rather look for a dip and hold into today's low, or see how today's midpoint or today's VWAP, and see how the stock reacts to those levels. Also, you want to be watching Alta, in my opinion, to see how the stock is reacting, and then potentially trading off of Alta's reaction too. C3AI, pretty good move. Did not expect this happening from the name. So watching this one for sure. Kind of in the same basket as ELF. It's not really extended, but you know, it's gonna be hard looking for a breakout. You know, the stock could get above 30. If it does look strong above 30, it's got a lot of move up top, but I don't think that's happening tomorrow. Not for sure, not happening tomorrow. Gun to my head and you tell me that I have to pick a trade on this stock, I will say a short $30 area for a pullback is your best bet. Is your best bet on this name. So watching it for sure. I just don't know if there's a big long on that one. CRM got smoked, but pretty good reversal today. Nice reversal on CRM. Good, gave you that fashionably late scalp, give you that bouncy ball setup into VWAP. So good little reversal back to the north side. VEEV. Not sure I'll be looking at this one for a day 2 trade, but it is one of the more bullish earnings candles that we see today, so potentially worth keeping an eye on, but it's just so illiquid and so spready. Expecting the volume to die down right back tomorrow into the 2 million, 1 million areas, so not sure if I'll be keeping a close eye on this one. Allegiant, for sure not watching this one. PSTG, sadly not playing out as I wanted to, so ignoring PSTG for a little bit longer. DKS, for sure trying to ignore that one. ANF, thankfully didn't buy this one yesterday and staying away from it today. Did not look strong above 88, so you know, kept myself away from possible losses on ANF. Very simple logic. Was it strong above 88? No. Am I going to go long? No. So simple rules like that save you money. And I think there is no real trade for me on ANF anymore, so maybe even worth deleting it from the watch list. Okta could maybe give you a breakdown of that today's low for a bigger move down, but that looks very much like a failed break of earnings day low and a bounce right back up. And if I remember correctly, Okta's earnings report wasn't that bad either, so I don't think being overly negative on Okta is the right idea at the moment. Box, this one I think is a little bit of a higher priority. We gave it a day to cool down after the earnings report. Still good volume. You got 13 million shares coming in, and the stock actually bounces right off the earnings VWAP, right off the day's midpoint. Right, the day's midpoint 36.25, right off of the earnings VWAP, which is also right around 36.25, and giving you that beautiful double bottom long to capitalize on. Even though the market was weak, the stock didn't really sell off, so any opportunity tomorrow or next week to look for a bigger move up top over here will be interesting for sure on BOX. I don't think it sets up tomorrow, but doesn't hurt to have it on a watch list, right? Pinduoduo, if it gets below 97, now that's gonna open up some room into 88, and if it breaks 88, boy, oh boy, are we going to have some fun on this name. So watching Pinduoduo under 97 tomorrow. It will not be on SSR, so that will be even better. But sadly, I think I can predict what it's gonna do. It's gonna pop up in the pre-market, trade around 100, and then pull back into 97. Basically, what it's been doing for the last 2 days, and be boring as hell. But if it does get below 97, let's have some fun with that one. Nvidia pulled back, sad pullback on Nvidia, yeah, but still up 3% on the day, okay? So nothing really too negative over here. It is sad that it pulled back, but still decent move if you ask me. Up 3% off the earnings report, a little bit of a profit taking, and gearing up for the next leg higher. So watching Nvidia without a doubt for some sort of a day 2 opportunity. Those are usually my better trades than day 1 on these large cap mag 7 earnings names. So usually I let them settle and then I trade them on day 2, but day 1 is just like a absolute crapshoot for me. I just let my emotions get too volatile and too dictative into my trades, which never is the right idea. Okay, AVGO, my brand new swing trade from yesterday, thankfully don't have to look at it as a loss. It's still in the positive at the moment, but boy oh boy did today get scary on AVGO. Their earnings reports very soon, and they are very close to all-time high, so we'll be looking forward to see how that one sets up. ARM making a little bit of a down move after that pop yesterday, so almost a complete reject over there. But more importantly, tomorrow will be CoreWeave, high importance, because this is looking like it's setting in the backside for this name at the moment, and I'm a big fan of the backside. Okay, so watching how this stock reacts on pops. If basically the setup I think would be failure to follow through idea. If the stock is not able to get above 107 tomorrow on any pop, that would be the trigger to look for the short and a bigger retracement back down. You know, this was a little bit of an insane move if you ask me, but maybe it's worth it, but still some sort of a pullback expected on this name. And I think 107, 105 will be that key trigger marker for us to keep an eye out for. You can even say 110, which is an even simpler, even dollar area. If the stock is below 110, you could look short. But if you're playing with that simple logic, then you got to make sure that your stop is like 111 or something. If the stock gets above 111, then you take your loss for the stock, no matter where you are getting short. Even if the stock is trading at 105 and you're entering short, your stop is still 110 if you're playing with that simple logic, right? So if you want to be a little bit of a sniper, then you want to make sure that you're reading the right levels and using the right setups and the right playbooks, at least the ones in your arsenal, right? Try to use a playbook that you are familiar with. I'll be watching. There was one today that was really good right there, the lower day breakdown. Not really a bouncy ball, but the lower day breakdown. I think if I go to this one, CRWV, and throw in a traditional chart pattern, this one actually shows you a nice little chart pattern that you could have shorted right here. And you can see how it gave you a monster move to the downside, right? You didn't have to trade the stock all day. This was the opening range breakdown short right at $123. You could have shorted somewhere around VWAP at 126. I'm guessing that's where VWAP is. It was, right? Look at that. I don't even need to have VWAP on my chart. I can just picture it because I've been looking at charts for so long now, right? So VWAP right here, you could have picked up the short at VWAP, added on the lower day opening range breakdown, taking some profits. VWAP's probably here at this point, another VWAP continuation, and then you got the bearish pennant, the bearish triangle breakdown coming into play, a beautiful breakdown, and right into the expected target. It actually hits that target that the stock was expecting it to go into. So what more do you want from that point? You know, just trading basic patterns, just trading basic patterns. Shout out to CoreWeave. So watching CoreWeave tomorrow to see if we can find another basic pattern to abuse tomorrow. Along with CoreWeave, we have SBET, an insane name, going crazy at the moment. So watching SBET for some sort of sell-off opportunity below 70, I guess. We'll see how that one plays out. There could be more squeezing on this one too. This could end up being the next RGC, which is now at $800. So yeah, anyways, SBET high importance for sure tomorrow, along with a bunch of the other names that we just talked about. Without a doubt, always watching the large cap sector, Apple, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, and all the other large cap names. Always watching them, so don't feel like I'm gonna be talking too much about them. Even watching the Robin Hoods and so on out there, watching how Robin Hood sets up for adding into my swing term. Watching, oh, Robinhood actually selling off today. Robinhood under the 5-day moving average, but still above the 9-day moving average. Okay, so we'll take that one. As long as it's above the 9, I don't need to close my Robinhood for not. I guess I'll still be in profit even if I close it. My average is like 55 something, so I would still be in profit even if I do close it under the 9. But it would be sad. I'm more so interested to add on the breakout of this area. So hopefully Robinhood doesn't make me sad by pulling back somewhere down here, and I do get the nice move that I'm expecting from Robinhood. But as for a day trade, I don't think there is a real trade that I'm going to be watching for. Same with MicroStrategy or Coinbase or any of these other cryptocurrency names. Just not really interested for a day trade on these. I might actually need to get rid of IBIT for my swing trade, because cryptocurrency looks like a nice little double top short sale. Right back into its 21-day moving average. If crypto's Bitcoin, sorry, not crypto, if Bitcoin gives up the 21-day moving average, usually that means downside. So I don't want to be involved in a trade that's not respecting its 21-day moving average. So watching closely how IBIT reacts. And obviously we don't need to talk about the market, do we? I mean, yeah, we do. Market giving you a little bit of a pullback today, scaring people, but still green on the day. Okay, still green. S&P 500 green. IWM green. Where is the DIA? Do I have the DIA in here? I don't. You guys are gonna have to bear with me while I drag this all the way up top. Okay. The DIA up 0.25, IWM up 0.3. Most of the ETFs that I usually track are also green on the day, with XBI up at 2% on the day. What is XBI? Biotech up 2%. Okay, what is that? HIMS? Lilly? What in the biotech is up that made this biotech sector up 2% on the day? And okay, anyways, quantum sector down a little bit, but you guys get the idea. Even though the market did pull back, it's still green on the day, so no reason to be overly bearish. Tomorrow is, however, Friday, so maybe some free fall Friday gifts from the trading gods being given to us. But no, I think free fall Thursday is what you got. So either you took advantage of free fall Thursday to the downside, or you bought the dip today, or you know, you missed out on it. I think tomorrow, maybe I shouldn't guess, but I think tomorrow market goes back up, honestly. We'll have to wait and see how Nvidia plays out. I think Nvidia will be the dictator. If Nvidia doesn't stay strong after this gap fill, that might not be good news for the market. But if Nvidia is able to bounce off of this gap fill, then it might still be good news for the market. Even then, regardless of what happens, you know, we have a good basket of list of stocks over here to keep an eye on today, or tomorrow, I mean, sorry. Regardless of what happens, if the market goes down, we have stocks to look for the short side. If market goes up, we have stocks to look for the long side. And that is the beauty of you know, the stream, the homework, and all the hard work that I do for you guys, all for free. All I ask is hit the like, hit the subscribe, share the stream with your friends, so maybe we can grow the stream from the 3-4 viewers that we have to a little bit bigger. I would love your guys' help with that one. Alex in the house from Think with Bookmap. What's up, Alex? How you doing, brother? Sniper no sniping. Yes, sir. Sniper no sniping. Sniper no sniping. Okay. Quickly again, shout out to my affiliate sponsors: Traders Insight, Trade Ideas, TraderSync, Benzinga, Flash Research. Make sure you check out the links in the description below. And if you're watching me on Twitter, make sure you go check out the link in the bio. Also, if you want to trade with my mentor and myself, check this link right here. So you can trade with us on Discord. It's $99 a month, but this guy is the reason why my swing trading has been absolutely booming. He's been helping my swing trading drastically. This guy turned $30,000 into what, 2 million or 20 million? I think 20 million is a better number, right number, not better number, the right number. I think it was 30,000 into 2 million, 20 million, sorry, let me correct myself again, in like 5 years from COVID till now. So monster trader, has been really mentoring me, has been monumental in my shift from a day trader's mindset into a swing trader mindset. So I would love for you guys to join us and trade with us over here. You know, I do need to give a disclaimer. This is not my Discord, okay? This is not my Discord. So don't come at me saying, Prad, you're charging money for Discord. No, it's not my Discord. I just sit in the Discord. He's the one who's calling out everything. I'm just in the chat listening to him and cracking jokes in the chat. I'm just inviting you guys to come trade with me and him and a bunch of other people. I think there's like 100 people in the Discord at the moment who are trading with us, and they're all making killer gains. So if you guys are interested, check out the Discord link over here, also in the link tree, and just above it you have my socials. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you guys tomorrow. No, I will not. I will catch you guys Monday. Have a great week, and good luck on the market. Slam the market tomorrow. Up, down, side, whatever side it goes to, whatever direction it goes to. Stay disciplined and slam the market. It's time to roll in the outro. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Hit the like.
Get ready for trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.